Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm indeed very happy and very delighted to be here as your keynote speaker for the International Virtual Conference on Office Technology Management, IVCOP 2022, organized by the Department of Office Management and Technology, University Teknologi Melaka Branch Campus, with its team strategizing the office environment after the pandemic, impacts, challenges, and opportunities. First of all, let me congratulate the organizing committee for being able to hold your first inaugural conference of this nature. The conference theme of strategizing the office environment after the pandemic impacts, challenges, and opportunities offers a more pragmatic approach to discuss and address key issues on the ground to help prepare Malaysia into the information technology age in line with the office management and technology area. I am very pleased to note the significant progress made since the pandemic in reference to the office environment, which I would like to share with you, the audience, today. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, please allow me to share with you on the history of office management and technology that we are so fond of today. In the past, office management and technology, or OMT education, was referred to as secretarial education, and its origin dates back to way back in the Greek age, just hundreds and perhaps thousands of years ago. During those times, secretarial education was crude. I mean, it was in its purest form, without any intervention of technology. And in schools and offices, the basic instruments used in learning and practicing the profession was locally made. Okay, it's not being imported and manually operated. Hence, the correspondences in the office those days were basically done in handwriting. Can you imagine that? Doing stuff using your own handwriting, and we call copy clerks. The people who do that, who did that was we call them as copy clerks. They were specially employed and trained for such repetitive handwriting jobs. Imagine working from 8 to 5 every day, copywriting using your own handwriting. Uh, and it changed with the advent of the typewriter in the 18th century, and it became a turning point for the enhancement of the study and practices of secretarial education, which is fondly known as today as OMT, Office Management and Technology. In the past 3 decades, if I'm not mistaken, office management was related to typical secretarial or administrative duties. However, in line with rapid technological advancement, this would relate to the post pandemic era, why technological advancement actually benefited all of us. Uh, in line with rapid technological advancement, students like you, those of you who have acquired and equipped the knowledge of vocational skills in office technology and management, are also equipped with effective work competencies and social psychological work skills, which are very essential in everyday interaction in others. In other words, you not only need the hard skill, keyboarding skill, the uh, ICT skill, and how to store and retrieve information, managing big data and stuff like that. You also need some public relations skills, some soft skill, communication skills. Okay, the graduates or the graduates to be are trained to fit properly into the office of any organization and perform professionally the functions of a secretary, which among others include last time, yeah, relating the functions of the office to the whole organization, attending meetings, providing information required, making accurate records and proceedings, filing and retrieving information, taking appropriate actions independently, uh, and things of that nature. However, students nowadays, people like you, okay, even me, okay, we are now equipped with professional foundation and general education courses, which will enable you and I to acquire higher vocational and interpersonal skills in office technology and management for our work effective competencies. Most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, office management today is seen as the connector between office and the outside world. The office then, those days when I was a student of secretarial science, I call it, office was a place where people gather to do something for a particular company. Okay, very repetitive, very mediocre, very labored type of work. It's not, it wasn't. Not that technologically advanced. It's just that we did everything manually, hard labor. The office then, those days, consisted of several people whose duties and responsibilities were geared towards producing something from scratch. So if you had to type a letter, you type a letter from scratch. You put a piece of paper in the typewriter roller. Okay, imagine there was no computer then. Okay, you need to type it, and you almost have to have uh, a perfect typing skill, not even keyboarding, typing skill. Okay, imagine that. Now imagine working in the office without the computer. Imagine having to wake up daily on your everyday life without having to look at your um, smartphone. Okay, uh, you'll be lost. Okay, those days you have to type. If you had to type a type, you have a typewriter, a piece of paper you put into the roller, and a typewriter, and you type your work as instructed by your supervisor or superior. You almost needed a perfect what you call uh, typing skill, not even keyboarding skill yet, to produce a perfect error-free letter. If you made a mistake, you would have to correct it with a pencil eraser, not the normal eraser attached to your pencil. It's a pencil, it's an eraser like a pencil, specifically designed to correct mistakes made on after you type something. Okay, uh, if it became smudges and the work is dirty, you have to retype the whole work. Okay, then came electronic typewriter, where you still did the same repetitive task, only it got better because you can correct your mistakes using um, an eraser called a lift off tape, where you put some tape and you retype over it, and it will correct the mistake, and you type again the correct letter or the correct word. Okay, uh, and then the mistakes were corrected using some form of paint. We call it, like you guys call it blanco. I still see my students do it now. Then you imagine the time one needed to complete a task of typing just one letter, and then the transition of the office from the use of handwriting and the use of manual typewriters, and then the electric typewriter. Secretarial education has become the turning point for the use and the application adoption of computers and information technologies across the globe. Okay, with the advancement of technology again has somewhat shaped the office today and beyond. Employees like you and I, students, can work anywhere, anytime in the world without having to sit at one place at predetermined office hours. Okay, like what I'm doing right now. I'm in my office giving speech to you, but you're everywhere. Okay, you can be anywhere in the world. Across the globe, OMT education has evolved as a branch of business education, especially with the coming of ICT into the education scenario. Okay, OMT education has changed dramatically across the globe in practice and in theory, and its curricular content has shifted focus from teaching typewriting, keyboarding, shorthand, trinkets, machine transcription to teaching ICT related courses like what you're doing right now. You're taking database management, you're taking basic accounting classes, English classes, you're taking data warehousing. Okay, all these ICT related courses that will help you uh, to survive or to be better employees of the future, where ICT is incorporated in your work environment. This is the beginning of the transition of modern office, where ICT again is incorporated into the management of office technology, making the office today a vibrant, lively, challenging, and productive place to be. Okay, all this translate to, again, faster movement, faster work schedule, faster, everything must be faster, faster moving from one task to another with the assistance of technology. It used to be snail mail. The postman would send letters to you through Mr. Postman. You will wait for Mr. Postman to come in the office. You have a secretary to open the mails and distribute the mails to their colleagues. But now you can use uh, email with various attachments such as PDF, spreadsheet, Word, audio, and visual, like what I'm doing right now. Okay, what used to be a gender biased office full of majority typical good-looking women working as secretaries or office administrators are now shared by many others, including men of varied age and educational background. This is again a turning point of office management and technology. Imagine if we had to face COVID-19 without the internet. The world will be stalled. Everything will stop because we need the internet to move from point A to point B. Today, like you and I know, managing an office is pretty easy with the assistance of ICT. Documents are stored and retrieved instantaneously, immediately, anywhere in the world. All you need is a device and uh, an internet connection. Okay, you can work virtually anywhere, anytime. Okay, the global economy has shifted from its primitive structure, from manual labor, from scratch, to a technology driven economy, thereby changing the outlooks of jobs and skill dramatically and supporting the integration of ICT into most spheres of our lives. Okay. Our lives are affected by ICT. You want to buy something, you can buy online, like Shopee. Okay, Shopee doesn't have a big building where they store all the stuff that they want to sell. No, they are uh, the middleman, so to speak. Okay, whatever you want to sell, you sell through Shopee. So of course, they have some uh, terms and conditions where you want to sell and buy, but they make money through ICT. So when we talk about strategizing the office environment after the pandemic, impact, challenges, and opportunities, it is inevitable. Tak dapat dielakkan. It is inevitable that technology comes into the picture, and you and I, we, all of us who have the exposure in office management and technology are at the advantages. Do you know why? Because we have both the soft and hard skill that will make us survive in any given pandemic. Okay, the bad impact or the adverse impact of COVID-19 on our lives has been massive, especially in the global external trade because of the supply and demand. Okay, with the MCO movement control order, everybody had to be inside the house. We couldn't go out. That was the very bad um, sentence. I mean, if the judge has to sentence you to penjara, or you have to be imprisoned for something you do, that's the worst kind of punishment anybody can get. No, if you get to go to prison, okay, your freedom will be totally gone. Okay, people don't like to be staying at one place and being told what to do. We want to be free. If you want to go out at 12 o'clock and have a bite of Big Mac, you can do that. That's freedom. If you are asked to stay indoor, then if you cannot go and buy what you want, even though you have the money, that's imprisonment. Okay. Uh, the impact of COVID is especially severe, exorbitant with the movement control order, and that has affected many people from all walks of lives and in every aspect of work area and capacity. Whether you're a lecturer, you're a student, you're a food seller, you're an office administrator, you whatever you are, uh, whatever you did then, you will be affected. Okay, those who actually work are those in the front line. You're the nurses, you're the doctors, you're the police officers, you're the firemen, fire brigade, and stuff like that. You're the policeman. Then maybe you work under a lot of uh, stressful condition. Okay, the situation has changed the way we think and respond to our work environment and work culture as a result of MCO. Perhaps the immediate challenges faced by all of us today are the loss of sense of control. We could not control what we used to do. Okay, and we lost a sense of control of our own environment, our well-being, psychological well-being, as well as the autonomy to do what we used to do. Like I just mentioned just now, you cannot go out. You have to stay inside. Only one person can go and buy groceries. Okay, the rest must stay inside the house. Normal habits have drastically changed that impaired the way we do things and how should we be doing things in the office environment, especially. Okay. First, we see the burst of widespread adoption of remote and hybrid work. This is due to the MCO. MCO is characterized by isolation, restriction. You'll stay on your own in your own house. All if you're alone, you stay all alone. Okay, you're being isolated. You cannot go out. You can only go out a certain time and buy stuff at grocery shop meant for you alone. Okay, and there are restrictions imposed on us, which makes people most of the people feel worried, isolated, and frustrated, especially young people like you. You need to go out. Even though you don't have money, you just still need to go out to be with your friends, to go to mama stall and whatever. You need to go out. You cannot stay in the house. Young people like you. When I was young, that's what I did. Okay, and employees in any jobs, work environment, and work habits are left with no other choice but to do digital to keep teaching, learning, and working going. Okay, and we see the birth of the widespread adoption of remote and hybrid work. Remote means work from home. Remote you work outside the physical office, or hybrid work. You work some days in the office, some days outside the office. Okay. The good things about remote or hybrid work is one is flexibility. Okay. Over well, one of the uh, takeaways or the good stuff about work from home or hybrid work is uh, the benefit of flexibility over traditional office model. Okay, many employees have found the time they lost in suiting up, meaning um, they have the time to do something as simple as a quick clean of the kitchen, a workout, spending more time with their loved ones, spouse or children, or studying and do medical or go for medical appointment and stuff like that. That simply means with MCO imposed, with hybrid or work from home, people still have the capacity, okay, to do other things which are beneficial to them, like if you have to go to work, you have to go in the office, you have to ask for permission to go out for your, for example, taking your kids to see the doctors. But with a hybrid or work from home, you probably can do it, you know, and you continue working from home after you get done with your business, after you get done with taking your kids to see the doctor, for example. Okay, and the opportunities of working post COVID 19. Okay, number one, obviously, if pandemic comes again, 2024, another pandemic comes, I don't know what pandemic it might be. In 2024, more people like you and I will be more ready to work from home because we have experienced it. Now we know, oh, for me to work from home, I need to have, for example, Unify or Wi-Fi, internet, good internet connection, good computer, somehow office, similar office environment. Okay, if I had to meet the boss during meeting, I have to have a proper attire. Those are the things that are needed because you are more ready. With people across the globe encouraged to stay at home to prevent the widespread of any disease, many professionals like you and I will find themselves quickly adjusting to working from home. That's one advantage of the opportunities post COVID. So if there's another uh, disease or pandemic coming, we are ready to embrace it, to be working at home or from home. And the second one is increased flexibility. Of course, like I said, you can have the time to take your kids to, for example, to see the doctor. You take 2 hours off, then you can add on 2 hours after you are done with the appointment. You add on the 2 hours. That's a flexibility, increased flexibility. Uh, which has made many organizations take a second look at what employees need to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. For example, today you have to type or you have to uh, get 7 quotation for whatever machine you want to buy. You have to type some letters. You have to do this and that. Once you get done with it, then you are done with it. Okay, and the rest of the time you can spend with something meaningful to you. Okay, number three is obviously is more e-learning. More e-learning, that simply means when with the COVID-19 shutdowns, many organizations have encouraged their employees to take e-learning courses to continue their learning and development. During the pandemic, people have become familiar. You and I become familiar with attending virtual classes, seminars, training alongside e-learning course modules from the comfort of our home. You take classes, you attend my classes from the comfort of your room, of your home, of your bed, whatever. Okay, that's one way to look at. You are going to enhance your skill. Okay, post COVID 19, e learning will continue to be an integral component of employee training and development. So you can expect more of this sort of training in the future when you once you um, go to work. Someday you're gonna work in the office or whatever you're gonna work, you are going to have some form of e-learning where you have this flexibility of attending seminars and classes at your own comfort zone. Okay, number four is focus on employee engagement and team connection. Most employers they recognize the downside of working from home is that employee engagement has always been a critical factor. Okay, during the pandemic, this is more apparent when people working on their own at home. With the many benefits that one can get while working from home. Of course, like we discussed just now, working from home, there are a lot of benefits. You know, you spend more time with your loved ones. You can do stuff at home. You can take care at the same time your babies and stuff like that. Okay, but the employee engagement and team connection are lost. Okay, working from home with with the many benefits that one can get, you can get, there are still downsides, such as social isolation because you work on your own. feeling lonely, okay, your psychological well-being, and things of that nature. As such, managers like you, future managers, will have the responsibility to keep your teams motivated, because we work in teams. You don't work all alone. Okay, even if you are the boss, you still have your employees under you who work for you, and they work in teams. Okay, with teams working from different locations, okay, it's up to you to ensure that there is an open flow of communication, and that your team members are aware of the company's strategic direction. And the opportunities number five, opportunity number five would be redefine the physical workplace. Now we can, like I said, you can work anywhere, anytime in the world. Once people return to work from into a physical office, in a physical office, uh, you as managers or as employees, you can expect that there will also be changes in your physical workplace. Okay, employee safety and well-being will be the top priority. So uh, it's quite normal for you to see sanitation is in progress, temperature checks, social distancing, and measures like that are being implemented. So those are the positive aspects. What are the challenges, though? Okay, what are the greatest unknowns or the challenges we face? How will we work, live, and thrive in the post pandemic future? How is COVID reshaping our world, potentially forever? Okay, like we know, pandemic COVID-19 has disrupted labor markets globally, especially in 2020. The short term consequences were sudden and often severe, like millions of people lost their jobs. Others needed adjusted to working from home as offices closed. Many workers were deemed essential as continued to work in hospitals and grocery stores, garbage truck, and uniform personnel. Okay, COVID-19 actually sent majority of us to work from home, requiring many employers and employees alike to evolve and adapt to remote working or working from home. While the shift to remote working was for many an abrupt shock compared to the daily norm of, the daily normal commutes of drinking coffee, chit chatting in office environment, catch up, uh, go for fishing and stuff like that, or talk about stuff like that in the office, it has brought into questions whether the traditional office working model is still the most productive or even necessary. So there are talks among those professionals who say that, we need an office? What happened if we don't have a physical office where our employees work from home? Is that a better option? So people have been talking about it as a result of the uh, pandemic or work from home that we experienced in 2020. Okay, many across the world have discovered that, FaceTime, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Classroom, like what I'm doing right now, can never quite replicate. It's not the same as the real thing. But people still find these tools as important and benefit them positively, like this one. It benefits me and you positively. Okay, the opportunities and challenges with the adoption of remote and hybrid work from individual, group, and leadership perspective are tremendous. Okay, the main benefits of work from home or remote work will increase flexibility, like we discussed just now, autonomy. You can do what you want to do, where you want to do, how you want to do it, so long the job is done. That's autonomy. Work life balance, you have to spend more time with your children instead of on the road. Like if you're from here, from Selangor, Shah Alam or Puncak Alam, or, you know, going to work means you have to start your time from 6:30, and then going back to work. So it means when you go to work, you don't see the sun. When you come to work, you don't see the sun. You only see the sun when you go out for lunch. It's very normal here. Okay. that traffic jam and stuff like that. Yeah, banjir, flood, and is quite normal for us. But working from home would be a good option for people like me. Okay, uh, the opportunities and challenges are tremendous, like I said just now. Okay, major challenges were social aspects. Okay, social aspects of that work. Okay, such as loss of camaraderie, loss of control. Okay, and isolation. Loss of control. That means you still have to do stuff. Your boss will still have to ask you to do whatever, and but you do it on your own in the comfort of your home. Even you may like working from home, but it's working alone. You don't work in teams physically. Okay, hybrid work was perceived to provide the best of both worlds of remote and office work. So hybrid is the future direction of office environment, where perhaps you can work 2 days from home and 3 days in the office or whatever the arrangement is. But hybrid is the name of the game for the future. For the future. Okay, employees and managers develop new skills and competencies to adjust to the new ways of working. So, in order for you to do that, you still need to have the skill required for you to complete the job. You still have to go for training on how to attend meetings. It's not only Microsoft Team, how to share a screen, how to record, how to whatever. Okay, these are the things needed in order for you to successfully invent yourself from working in the office to work from home. Okay, and the digital workforce now, uh, does it fit? You have to ask question. Does it fit the new and diverse needs of employees? So these are the things that you have to think of. Okay, as one of the challenges. Though one might see that the many benefits of the new norms. Okay, post COVID-19, you must also be reminded that the bad effects that include social and professional isolation, we talk about it, perceived threats to professional advancement because your boss don't see you physically. They see your work, okay, they see what you do working from home, but they don't see you physically in the office. So that may impair your chance to promotion, professional development, long working hours in an always on culture. Always on culture. The Americans, the Britons, they are always on culture. Okay, that means your boss can disturb you anytime. You may not like it. Okay, this is the always on culture. Increased emotional exhaustion because you have to do it in isolation without any assistance from a physical friend next to you. You may have teams, virtual teams, but not a physical person to help you, for example, photocopy a letter or whatever. Okay, limited supervision from line managers, greater cognitive stress, work overload, and musculoskeletal health problems. Okay, if you sit for long hours, that may affect your muscle, may impair your um, cognitive ability. All right. Uh, but as the world slowly attempts to bring back a sense of normality and employees return to the workplace after either full time or hybrid terms, employers and employees face several challenges moving forward because we are so used now to hybrid or work from home. We do face challenges. Now we want to start working like the normal working adults. Okay, it is therefore crucial that employers put in place comprehensive and practical plans to ensure that the return of these employees goes as smoothly as possible for all the parties concerned, not only the employees, the employers, the service providers, whatever. Okay, uh, smoothly, as smoothly as possible for all parties concerned, yeah? With minimal impact on productivity, while enabling growth and adaptation to produce a better working model than before. Okay, you want it to be better. Okay, so what do you need now? What do you need as office management and technology students or practitioners? Okay, there is a saying that says that it is crucial to shift from the obsolete traditional designs to a new model that supports the adoption of new technologies in teaching and learning and working. Okay, what it means is simply if and if you do not have a vision of what you want to achieve, you will adapt to what you have already achieved, and the present becomes your permanent. Okay, so you need to go out and do something else. Be proactive, visualize what you want to achieve, give you a sense of direction and focus towards achieving it. Otherwise you are going to be at where you are and do what you are doing. Okay, so as office management students and practitioners, you need to go out, embark on a journey with a vision of the destination that you want to reach. Okay, and what we learn from the hybrid working, one is rapid reskilling. Okay, employees are taught on how to build a learning mindset. Okay, it will prepare you well, for dealing with a constantly, even sometimes abruptly changing environment. But now, after the COVID pandemic, we are ready. If it strikes again, we are ready. Okay. Number two, changing leadership and management competencies. COVID crisis, the COVID-19 crisis, sent shock waves, abrupt working conditions through industries and economies, but its greatest impact has been on the human, namely fear and uncertainty. Is this going to happen again? Who knows? It might, but again, like I said, no, we are ready. A big part of this has been the fact that we have a totally new routine. You and I have new routine, one in which everyone who can uh, work from home, they will work from home. Perhaps the good thing that I have learned so far is a culture of trust, transparency, and openness. Okay, during the period of COVID, the bosses, our superiors, supervisors, they learn to trust us that we do the job at home. Okay, and we do need their support. We do need their support uh, towards us, and we support them too as we all face uncertainty. Okay, control has to some extent given way to trust. Yeah, what used to be control from our bosses, now they have to trust that we do the job. Number four is individual and social well-being, as the what we learn from hybrid working post COVID-19. The pandemic and lockdown is putting pressure on employees in ways that not only test our well-being, especially psychological well-being, our private lives, but also our society as a whole. Okay, many companies will rebalance their priorities in the coming months so that resilience, they have to work quickly. Resilience becomes just as important as their strategic thinking. So, in other words, social well-being post COVID-19 is being taken care. You know? Employers, they are more perhaps understanding towards the needs of their employees post COVID-19. Uh, and finally, the good side, the opportunities are working in a more agile way. Agile. Okay? Agile means quick because it is unprecedented to have a large cohort of people. So we start working remotely or working from home or working hybrid in hybrid manner, 2 days here, 3 days there. Okay, these events have unfolded how fast we can adapt to the changing environment. Okay, meaning to say, we as the employees will have to work quickly, to move quickly with technology, with the directions from our bosses and superior. For that, let me share with you on the sharing on what happens in the office then and now. Okay, the transition of working in the office, what used to be and what will be. I'm focusing on office rather than in pandemic. Okay, office in the 50s, as you can see, we talk about how gender bias. Okay, mostly in the 50s, men were the office employees. Ladies were the secretaries or the what you call the uh, copy typists. They type, copywriters. They write, not they type. They write. If they have good handwriting, they write letters and send them away. Okay, in the 50s or so, we see office environment in this manner, where there's a boss, your secretary or personal assistant. Okay, this is in the 50s. Okay, and then in the 50s, you have this is what we call the roller just now. You put a piece of paper inside, you type. Okay, if you made a mistake, you correct it using an pencil eraser. Not a typical pencil, it's meant for typewriter. Okay, so good looking ladies will be the PA or secretaries or stenographer for the boss. So you have the luxury of having your own typewriter, your own space instead of everybody in one gigantic office where everybody do the repetitive work. So this is one photo of a secretary. So in the 60s, you have the secretaries will have they had a phone on the table. Okay, still there's a manual typewriter with a roller and a piece of paper in between. In the 60s or so, again, uh, we have a transcription machine. We have a phone, manual typewriter. This is manual hard labor work. Okay, in the 70s, things gets better uh, with a phone. Uh, some form of transcription machine, typewriter. And in the 80s, we have cubicle where people work in the office. Um, they are in cubics. Okay, still have that manual typewriter. On then it was the electric typewriters. Okay, things got better then. This is the post office. Office in the 80s. Okay, in the 80s, we had the advancement of technology with the introduction of a computer by IBM then. Okay, it was white and with green screen. So if you have to type a word, we call it word star. So you have to memorize the function. F4 is what, F3 is what, and then word perfect. Okay, the background is blue. Okay, and then this is typical office in the 90s. Still have that computer keyboard. Okay, this is a better version of the office. And then in the 90s, you have a CPU, central processing unit, with bulky computers in the 90s, and things got better then. Okay, still in the 90s, and the millennium saw the birth of Microsoft Office, where a lot of new stuff being introduced. Microsoft Word and Microsoft Office, everything is under the Office is included there, such as a spreadsheet, Excel, yeah, um, PowerPoint and stuff like that. Okay, then these are pictures of what is predicted in the future. Okay, the millennium starting from 2000, Office of the Future. So we still have the CPU with some screen, the CPU, and then we had towards the end of 2010, 2000 whatever, 2007, I think we had a laptop. Okay, the different version of laptop, and then we had tab like Samsung tab, or we have iPad. Okay, things just got better and better and better. And Office of the future will have something like this. You have whatever this person is wearing, and visualize something for the future, and a laptop. This is a real photograph from Google where the employees are supposed to provide ideas for the company. Okay, so if they get bored, they can play in the office. So this is the slide. They can sleep. They can play swing in the office. Okay, this is real stuff. And this is the office of the future, where you don't really have a physical keyboard or physical screen. They have this multiple glass screen that can assist you with your work. Office of the future will have, it's not only a screen in front of you, but the screen like a table, like a mama. Okay, the chairs are also very technological advanced. Yeah, you have like a massage chair. Okay, you have all these things. The office of the future. And when you work from home, okay, you can wear whatever, do whatever, but as long as your work is done, you can do on your um, apa nama, on your bed in your house, possibly in the kitchen, or in the hall, or near the window, just whatever. Okay, this is the quality time you can have your kids with you while doing your work. Even play with your cat if you want to. Okay, meetings are held online, and you can have your dog watching you working. Okay, then the skill needed for office management graduates post COVID. Of course, you need technical skills, conceptual skills, and interpersonal skill. Technical skill on how we teach you here at this university. Okay, on the office skills, like keyboarding skill. What else? All this PowerPoint skills, spreadsheet, Microsoft Word, database, managing big data, um, all ICT courses. Even though it's basic courses, you need those. The personal skills such as communication, public relations skills, conceptual skill like conducting research, and these are the management skills that you are equipped, in order for you to survive. You have the competitive advantage to survive better than other people. Okay, you as office managers, or not only office managers, you are the future leaders. Okay, your primary purpose are to streamline administrative procedures. Okay, establish standards, protocols, consistencies, getting everyone on the same page. Okay, manage communication both internal and external. Okay, your responsibilities. Most people think that you are receptionist, admin, clerk, secretaries. No, you are leaders. You usually oversee a team. Okay, most receptionists don't do that. Office managers or executive like you will have some decision to make. Okay, uh, receptionist, admin assistant don't do that. Okay, you do have some decision making authority, especially when it comes to developing protocols. Okay, what you do as office managers, office operations, develop, update office procedures with other departments, coordinate office facility and equipment, maintain office supply inventory, organize meetings, schedule appointments, manage vendor relationships, as simple as vending machine at your office. Yeah, you will have to deal with that. Communicate with service providers, negotiation, create and deliver presentation. All these are taught in office management and technology courses that will make you marketable. Okay, you are at an advantageous place where you can get work easily. Okay, make sure you have the right attitude and aptitude. Okay, conduct performance review once you have acquired the knowledge and experience. You can recruit and screen admin candidates, coach, guide, discipline staff members, uh, plan company events, prepare operational costs and stuff like that. And there are plenty of things that you can do, being not to say office managers, but executive in the office. Okay, hard skills needed. Of course, these are taught in the classes. Office operations, admin practices, filing system and data management, scheduling, business management, human resources, accounting principle, computers and office software packages, inventory management, supervising, mentoring, budgeting, and then soft skills needed. Okay, perhaps it's the more important skills needed. Okay, all these previous skills that I mentioned just now were taught are taught in the classroom, but these are the skills that you have inside: leadership, communication, problem solving. Don't say I don't know. Go and solve the problem. Decision making, time management. You are attention to detail person, very meticulous, delegation, resilient. It means you are quick and make urgent. Everything is urgent. Teamwork, adaptability. All these are soft skill needed for you. Okay. Okay. With that, I hope you have learned something. On that note, I will end my speech, and I hope you can learn as much as you can and get connected with people around you. Happy conferencing, everybody. Thank you once again for the invitation. Uh, I hope to see you soon. Have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye.